saw, if ever what was repeated, indeed what they saw to be unethical conduct was repeated. And this exchange indeed changed it all. Listen.
Do you dispute that what you have there is a register given to the MPP?
I can check and tell you what the truth is tomorrow morning.
I'm suggesting to you that this is a register supplied to the New Patriotic Party.
My Lord, I object to this matter. Oh, the witness has stated that he is the custodian, he is ready to check and bring it back tomorrow.
Why is it quite fair to you? He says, I'll go and look at it and come back tomorrow.
If we bring the soft copy, you'll need time again to check on that. They're always shifting the goalposts. We will never get there. We never get there.
He needs it to check, my Lord.
Dr. Alfaraja, can you return my document to me?
My Lord. What is Mr. Addison afraid of?
You asked him, he said, give me up to tomorrow, I'll check it.
They seem not to trust me. They want me to trust them. I don't one bit trust them. One bit. I don't. We will not, the document can be in the custody of the court. I will not let them take this document away.
Isn't it sad? These statements being made at the back.
Lord, I have said what has not been said. Their attitude. I wanted my document. Look at the attitude they put up here. It's so sad. I'm sad.
So if you decide to take the document back, what will you be comparing with?
They should bring their copy. I will leave it to the court.
That is all that
I do not think that I will leave it to this witness. No. They have been so untruthful throughout these proceedings. I don't trust them one bit.
But those statements are clearly wrong. You see, I think this message has been sent.
My Lord.
Please listen to me. When I'm talking, you have to keep quiet. You see, this message has been delivered so many times. Whatever you say is to the bench. If you say you don't trust, if you use any negative word, they impact negatively on the bench. So you shouldn't be using these words. That is clear and simple. I don't see why you don't get it.
Now, President of the panel of judges, Justice Tuguba, did not mince words in putting all lawyers involved in the case on notice for severe sanctions the next time they breach the ethics before the court.
The position of what you said is that the bench has not been fair to both sides on equal terms. And that one, I do not think it's a fair castigation of us. The clear implication of this is that we now have to apply the rules of the ethics, the rules of courtroom procedure. We've always said that lawyers appearing, both at common law under all the statutes, under the legal profession, and are officers of the court. We have those powers to deal with the conduct of any lawyer appearing before us. So many can walk you out, we can deal with you for contempt, we can refer you to the disciplinary committee. All these are ample powers. But we feel that, power is for the benefit of human beings, not for its sake. So we've tried to, let it, that if you feel that we are failing in our duty, and we start punching, and that is not our fault. So, okay, finally, and all you hear are witnesses. The slate for the final time has been wiped clean.
Well, the judges today referred to a breach of the ethics as far as the courtroom procedure is concerned. So what exactly does the Code of Ethics say? And in any case, is the Ghana Bar Association concerned about the conduct of its members involved in the case? I'm joined now by the spokesperson for the GBA, Tony Forsing. Thank you, sir, for your time here on Top Story. I believe you watched the proceedings today. What specific aspects of the Code of Ethics for lawyers were breached, if at all, based on the complaints we had from the judges?
Well, Evans, this will not be the forum to discuss this matter. I cannot sit in judgment over my colleagues who are deemed to have breached certain principles enshrined in the professional conduct and ethical rules. The president of the panel did indicate that if such conduct persists, they will be compelled to refer the matter to the General Legal Council, the disciplinary committee thereof, for the relevant disciplinary sanctions. Indeed, that is the procedure which LI 613 enunciates. And with the greatest respect, I cannot, within the 2 or 3 minutes, tell you exactly what the code entails. But in essence, one of the crucial things is Rule 7, which says that it is the duty of a lawyer, whilst acting with all due courtesy to the court or tribunal before which he is practicing, fearlessly to uphold the interests of his client without regard to any unpleasant circumstances. The point is that a lawyer is supposed to put his best foot forward, but in doing so, he is seen as an officer of the court who is trying to help the court to arrive at a just conclusion. That is what one of the panel members kept saying, that it has been told often and often that any rude conduct is to the bench. You understand? And there are ample powers which are enshrined in the Legal Profession Act 1960 and the rules made thereunder in 1969. And with the greatest respect, Evans, I believe that the judges have bent over backwards too much for a long time. And I feel this threat as sanction, they've stayed their hands for too much, because some of them are known to be extremely strict and stern. And I don't know, maybe it's because of the very sensitive nature of this case. That is why they've given them so much liberties.
Would you want to see then, beyond the threat we had today, because you made the point, and I agree, that we've had this before, these words have been used before, even worse ones. Do you now want to see sanctions, not, or maybe refer to the appropriate body you talked about, for the action to be taken?
Absolutely, without a doubt in my mind. Because you see, with the greatest respect, this is being beamed, as one of the panel members remarked, this is being beamed across the world, and they are supposed to represent the finest that the legal profession can offer. I'm not saying they are the best lawyers, I'm just saying that they are supposed to represent the best foot forward for all legal practitioners in Ghana. And sometimes the kind of things and the kind of conduct that they show, with the greatest respect, it's unfortunate.
I'll take it then that the GBA is concerned?
Extremely concerned, extremely concerned. I mean, we did meet, for example, with these comments about the ongoing case. We did meet with the lawyers, and last week, the same panel, the Supreme Court panel, was constrained to comment about the things that people say after court, and sometimes it's a bit bizarre, and I believe that it is time to crack the whip.
I know you say is another body, correct me, what is the name again? That's the
disciplinary committee of the General Legal Council.
Fantastic. But can the GBA, because they are your members, do anything in the background?
You see, unfortunately, it's a professional association, and we can sanction our members by, of course, striking them off the role of the association. But the body that controls the legal practice in Ghana is the General Legal Council. They have the power to strike off a lawyer off the list of lawyers. They have the power to suspend a lawyer. So once a complaint is laid to the General Legal Council, they have all those powers. And indeed, the judges are in control of the court. Even one of the things that a lot of people are not looking at is that when the judges sit, they represent the judicial arm of the state. That is why we have the coat of arms behind them. So we are supposed to give them the utmost respect. You understand? So the judges are in control. You remember one of the panel members said, when I am speaking, you ought to keep quiet. And that is the etiquette at the bar. Unfortunately, they are hurling accusations across to each other, and that is not the aim of the case of the petitioners. They are seeking a certain relief, and they have brought their claims before the court, and the lawyers are supposed to do the best for them, not to hurl insults at each other, unfortunately.
Mr. Forson, thank you very much for your time. That's Tony Forson, the spokesperson for the Ghana Bar Association. Joining me now is the spokesperson for the NPP legal team, Yao Boabina Sama. Thank you, sir, for your time. It appeared your lead counsel, Philip Addison, was in the eye of the storm today. Do you accept his conduct breached the rules as far as courtroom procedure is concerned?
I'm afraid you're putting me in a situation where I'm not in a position to determine. The court didn't accuse him of any specific ill conduct. The court took cognizance of tempers rising and gave a broad caution to the court. I do not believe that today he was sanctioned for any particular piece of conduct. And therefore, in that sense, I think the court has spoken. The court says it will put its foot down. We expect no less from this court, the Supreme Court of the land.
Do you agree with what you just heard from the Ghana Bar Association spokesperson?
I'm afraid I didn't hear him. Okay. I'm afraid that I was on the line,
Just to sum up, representing the Bar Association, he says they are concerned and they want the judges to move beyond threats and actually take the action to sanction your lawyer and any other lawyer involved in this case when next they do what they did today before the court.
It will be very unfortunate, Evans, to zero in on Mr. Addison in this manner. This is not a situation where Mr. Addison has disrespected this court and raised the situation beyond the court's powers. This is a situation where the court recognizes that in this matter, language has been used sometimes from across the aisle which hasn't suited the court's temperament. Worse incidents have happened before this court. Documents have been thrown on the floor. So please, let us not create the impression that Mr. Addison has done something that has gone beyond the pale.
Now, granted that, and we heard from the judges themselves. It's not about
the Supreme Court.
It's not about Addison. It's not about Mr. Addison. But generally, you accept the principle.
Then I'm happy to say that the Supreme Court ought to exert its powers at all times, because it deserves all the respect it already commands through the powers the Constitution gives it.
So you accept any sanctions if next this happens?
If anything happens, the court must assert itself in the way and manner it has laid down today. The court was very express in what it said. It said that it has tolerated certain things to certain limits because this is a peculiar case. This is a novel case. But if it finds it necessary to apply sanctions, it will. The court has spoken, and I don't think anybody can have a problem with the court in exercising its discretion to stamp its authority on this matter.
Thank you very much, Yaba Miasa, my spokesperson for the NPP legal team. We can now speak to briefly with Abraham Amaliba. He's a member of the NDC legal team. Let's assume that, I want to assume that you don't have any problem with the judges indeed carrying out their threat, indeed to refer lawyers involved in this case for disciplinary action, including contempt of court if indeed it comes to it. You don't have any problem with that. And you acknowledge that even your lawyers, and the lawyers refer to that, past actions have been in breach of the ethics.
We need to understand why today the caution was so strong and the warning was so straightforward. It's as a result of Addison's behavior in court today. And so we can't run away from the immediate course, which is that the court had reason today to caution Mr. Addison for the use of intemperate language, unethical use of language, and for that matter, we need to point that out clearly. But the court will then went further to make a general comment, which then applies to all the lawyers in this matter, saying that it will punch. And what does that mean? It will take the necessary action, first and foremost, to refer you to the General Legal Counsel, to cite you for contempt, or to even walk you out. But this was necessitated by Addison's own behavior and conduct. Not long after this, Addison repeated the same behavior. And so for me, we now need to see the whip cracked.
And if the whip falls on your own lawyers, you accept the punishment that comes with it?
Oh yes, the laws, and I mean the Legal Professional Act with its accompanying legislative instruments is clear on this matter, that a lawyer must show respect to his first lawyer and the witness as well. And so if any of these are breached, I don't mind the whip. The sword must cut in both ways.
Thank you, sir, for your time. Abraham Amaliba is a member of the NDC legal team. Want to join us on Newsnight, on radio. As we delve into the other issues, we understand the team from America investigating the fires in Accra and across the country. They're about beginning work. We'll be telling you the very latest on that. As a market women, we understand now massing up at the various entry points, particularly at Kantamanto. They want to have access to the ground. We'll be telling you what government is doing about that and what the market women have been telling us. Stay with us. Join us on Newsnight on radio. My name is Evan Spencer. This has been Top Story.